I'm just afraid of drow. I'm like, oh shit. But then I remember, wait, it's not the same. I don't need dust.
Yeah, I was trying to work out like the situation. Oh, that room. Yeah. So just so you're aware, Banks, there's the new game mode in Dota is called Aghanim's Blessing or Rush or whatever it is, and Labyrinth. That's it. And one of the rooms, you have to like run different rooms. It's a big drow, and she runs around and like multi-shot throws lots of arrows and stuff at you. And then for some reason, she goes in invis and runs away, and it's absolutely obnoxious on certain levels. I
learned the Russian word for dust so that I could tell it to my friend or the randoms I would get in my games. It's peel, and I'd have to like peel, and it never worked. You still die so many times.
Oh, it's so good.
Pre-nerf though, pre-nerf.
I did not keep track of the nerfs on that. That game it was great for like a week, and then it automatically died after the first because it's like a speedrun game as well. So after the first speedrun, I've not seen many people play it anymore.
They give it a shot. They're done with it.
Yeah,
that's it for now. How's your games going since you've been over here, Kyle? I remember you were still enjoying it last time.
It's been okay. I think I was talking with BSJ. He's a much bigger fan of the EU-DOTs. The reason is that the big difference between NA and EU, well, specifically, let's be real. If you're queuing in Europe, you're oftentimes getting Russian and Ukrainian games. And people say the same words they do in NA, like, fuck this shit, game over, GG, go end. But they just keep playing. Like, it's not actually... In NA, like, we're talking items destroyed, we're running down mid. Here, people trying to win. We got MMR on the line. We're not messing around. And I really appreciate that. I don't believe there's ever a reason to surrender and just destroy items and GG out.
Stick to it. I'm down.
Yeah, solid.
Completely with it, but...
Oh god, what are they doing?
Yeah, you don't look happy, Seagov. You really don't look happy again.
No, I'm just looking at Tempo's lineup and trying to work out what's happening now, because they've pretty much got 2 offlaners, a carry or mid, and then like this windrunner that could be support or whatever, right? So there's a lot of like question marks in their draft. They do have ultimate last pick, but it'll be interesting to see how they lane their heroes. Could it just be 2 site like Sala safe lane, Legion off lane, Drow mid, just play 2 utility to enable Drow? But I don't know. I'm not too convinced by it right now. Carl, are you playing with something?
Clapping.
You like?
No, I was cracking my neck. Oh, damn. Sorry, I forgot you could hear that.
Nah, it's right. It sounded like you're like popping open a bottle, like, hey, 5 minute doing it. Like, I know you're really happy about the lads, but don't show your bias. It's all right.
I think, we've got a Greek theme and everything. I think that we're doing ourselves a disservice if we don't have flagons of wine being poured. And I would love to have T-Gov feed me grapes at a point, but we'll put that on the back burner.
Anything for you, Mr. Kyle, please. Let me... No, we're going to try that meme. How many are these grapes?
I prefer the title Potentate.
They're not. Say again, sorry? What's your title?
Potentate.
Potentate, all right. I'll work on the pronunciation just to make sure it's to your liking. All right. Also,
I appreciate it. Yes.
So I was on my. So basically, we have iPads to see the draft, right? On the one that I've got, a guy's just loading up like Twitch clips from the other thing, so he's also hiding my my draft.
Oh, nice! You can't see what's going on.
I'm just watching Twitch clips now from the Russian broadcast.
Maybe just switch to the right screen. Stop playing with the triple screen.
No, this is the good screen. All right, sorry. Anyway, we have a
just trying to help you do your job, mate. Don't worry.
Yeah, thank you. But 5 men's draft overall is actually like very solid in terms of they have the obnoxious lane, they have that flexibility, and just troll also is very strong against these heroes. There's not a lot of lockdown for them. Like, sure, you have Crush, Shackle, but once he gets that BKB and starts running in, they don't really have anything to like get away from him. So I think this troll, if the same type of gameplay happens where Tempo are looking away from that safe lane, looking into the mid and bot, then it's just going to enable this 5-man lineup to even be more obnoxious.
What do you think the game plan here is for the Tempo lads?
Leave laning phase and just go. Like, I want to see Legion with utility, Slardar with a Blink Dagger, and then just Drow with probably a Hurricane Pike pretty early on. And then from that point, you can just try and play aggressive, move to Roshan. That early first Roshan will give you enough like map presence to push into actually taking objectives.
So rather than lose all control like before.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I didn't have a pun ready. Damn, I really wanted to have one, but it's lost. I like the Fury in here. This is one of those rare occasions where you get it last pick in a draft, but it's one of my favorite counters to Drow and the way the hero likes to play, because typically you're just super weak against these really early tempo aggressive heroes that can just kind of take over your woods, kill a couple towers early on. They just sort of end the laning phase earlier than Drow would like. And you combine that with a hero like Clock, you have so much map movement potential. You can find so many easy kills. And the LC Wind Ranger, yeah, you have troubles with that as a Fury, but with the Clock on your squad, it's just so easy to take these heroes down.
I'm just trying to work out what their laning is. Like, what is it going to be? The Fury, because you just described like Fury and offlane, for example. So if that's happening, then you've still got this Veno, a Clock, and a Doom. Basically decide who's your supports and who's your mid. Like, we've seen Doom mid, for example, in NA. Like, BSJ spoke about it as well. Like, that is a thing. So are these guys going to put the Doom mid? Like, what is their laning composition? And same argument for tempo. Like, you see these heroes and you're like, well, they got a couple offlaners, a couple potential mids. Like, they're really, both teams are kind of going, well, we're not really showing anything yet. So kind of gray area. But tempo have to reveal something, surely, with this last bit. They need... Okay, it's a noob Dazzle mid, by the way. Just going to put it out there, most likely. Because he played it in the... To get into this qualifier, he pulled out a mid Dazzle against a Magnus, for example. So they have shown this before. Again, it could just be a 5 Dazzle, but realistically, Dazzle's so bad that if it's not mid with items, then I'm already calling GG the 5 men. Oh,
wow. Would you be calling it either way, though? Are you still more towards 5 men at this point?
Tempo have this like beautiful looking death ball of high physical damage, aura buyers, and they don't need to pause for anything. They're not locked into cooldowns, they're not locked into anything other than their own potential mistakes and like vision errors. So if 5 men like try and take a fight with numbers disadvantage, or like they just take the fight wrong, they'll be super punished, lose Roshan, and it could be really hard. But if they're able to play slow and just kind of predict where they're going to like mass move to, then I think 5 men will eventually just outscale them.
Yep, I could see that. You're gonna have difficulties if you fall behind it all, because tempo, they got tempo here, and you also have multiple methods of sustain. You've got Grave, you've got the defensive cleanse from the LC along with the heal, and if Drow has the ability to just kind of chill, get damage off, 5 men, they don't have really. If Doom is on cooldown, a Fury and a Clock, that's not much damage. You got a Veno, sure. But it's a lot of emphasis on this troll to have like a really high impact, and you get dueled through your BKB by an LC with Blade Mail. It can be tough. It's just a more even draft than the previous game, and I agree 5 men have to maintain tempo to win this.
So who's taking it? 1 word answers. Kyle, go.
The Scandinavian men's.
Men. 5 men.
5 men. Easy. There we go.
Kyle's pushing the rebrand, which I also am very much a big fan of. So maybe I'll pitch it to Misery after this game.
Well, he seems to listen to you. Took your logo. Maybe he'll take the team name. Let's see if it is going to be the 5 men. Giving us another 2-0 here. We've got Zyori and Trent once again. Guys, are you just agreeing with us all the way? Or are you going to throw a bit of shade on all of what we've been saying here?
I don't know. I as a Dazzle player, I'm excited to see him core, and I got to go with my boy. Dazzle, Slardar, Drow Ranger. We're going game 3, 100% Banks.
Yeah, that's right. You started the day asking, where's the Dazzle? I think he might be kind of good. Where's the core Dazzle? Well, here he is in a full minus armor lineup, right?
Yes.
We tend to see like this minus armor, especially the Slardar with the PA, but we got all the long range heroes, and much like he's doing now, they got to dance this game, man. They got to keep the spacing.
And we're going to see some big pressure onto Pile I Die to get things started. Drow, Dazzle, and the Slardar. A scary trio of heroes indeed. Noob going to be playing the Dazzle. Very curious to see what the item build is this game, Trent. Are we going to see that Necronomicon level 1? Very popular on core Dazzles and patches past. Home of the Dominator, also been an item that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I think plenty of options to go around. And, who's buying the drums, right? Also still a very important item for this lineup. And the real question coming in was who is playing what role and what lanes here for both teams? Talking between this Dazzle being in the mid. Misery is rocking the position for Doom. Not something, I feel like it's probably one of the rarer Dooms that we get to see now, as we tend to see him a little bit more in the core role, especially in that mid.
3 runes for the Dire. So tempo already off to a good start. And it's interesting how they tend to draft for their namesake, it seems. But this is a lineup that you could definitely say how, if they could come out of this laning phase with some momentum, they could start to break this game down, control Roche, and just starve out the map against the 5 men here.
I was going to point to the fact that they have like very low, like big team fight, like no huge cooldowns or anything like that with those giant spells. But frankly, neither team really does. Like we have Doom, which is probably like the biggest cooldown that's important in this game. Yeah. But it's a very scrappy match from both teams. It's going to be a lot of like short cooldown, in and out, probably some extended fights because the only thing that like ends a fight really is Doom, or perhaps someone gets blown up by a good Slardar, Crush, and Amplify.
Support Slardar, though. How do you feel about that? I like Slardar as a core right now, but we haven't really seen him as a 5.
Yeah, pretty unusual. It's... I don't know how it's going to work here. I mean, the Drow's a fairly good matchup versus the Veno in lane, because Veno can't usually do like typical Veno things, but we've actually seen the support Clockwork be extremely strong as of late. But, you know, to try and deal with it, he started off with the boots, so that means that he can pick his fights, right? And that's very important when you're playing Slardar, be it core or support, because you want to abuse your bashes.
Absolutely.
If he can keep like whittling away Pile Die and then also dodge the moments of the... Like, if he looks right now, he's got no mana for Battery Assault, so... Could actually like punish Pile Die a little bit there, but now he'll get the clarity off.
We've definitely seen these squishier 5s get punished really hard by the support Clockwork, so maybe Slardar's someone that's a little less susceptible to that.
It's so weird though, because you can't really like go 1v1 versus Clockwork.
Look at here, you're seeing it. He's getting initiated on, and that's going to be the first blood drawn by Zibby. They will go 1-for-1 as Pile Die falls, but a lot of that engagement is made possible by the support Clockwork. Battery Assault reigns supreme.
You need the in and out. You got to bait the Battery Assault before you can even make a play on a clock. And even then, the downtime is, even like the worst cooldown, it's not even that bad, right? It's like 10-second duration, 20-second, 24-second cooldown, so.
How's our mid matchup looking? Noob versus Chessie. Nature's Prophet on Dazzle. Very even. Small edge for Chessie. Couple of extra denies. Those could be Treant.
And it looks like that early crown will be converted into additional headwear.
Okay, so the Helm of the Dominator. Yeah, it's generally that or the Necro. Again, one of the reasons why the Helm of the Dominator is so good is because the creep does reset the poison touch when Dazzle throws it out. So with all that movement speed, it's really easy to keep the poison touch up, and with all that slow, means Dazzle can get in more right clicks. Very, very efficient build.
I've been nerfed, but still pretty strong on this hero. So we'll take it.
The mechanic is just too good. LeBron up top again. Battery Assault reigns supreme. Once he gets slowed down by Venomous Gale, there's no help for this Slardar.
This position 5 Slardar is going to put so much pressure on DNZ as the Wind Ranger, because like now the Shackles kind of have to do everything. Like what is LeBron going to get this game? He dreams of a blink. I feel like he's probably going to end up with just like a couple bracers.
Yeah. Down bottom, DNZ initiated on. Who's going to fall first? Ace actually pretty low. Mitch gets the kill. DNZ still trying to run through the trees, but caught by the Scorched Earth. A 1-for-1, but obvious advantage for Mitch there as he gets the first kill on Ace.
Almost found a way out of that one if it wasn't for the burn.
And 4-minute flip. It's the haste room, buddy, and it looks like Chessie is going to be the one to grab it. No bottle on the Dazzle or on the Prophet, so not a huge deny.
With gratitude.
I guess that Blightstone though, so noob, you know, so has to watch the punish.
Pile Die is going in pretty deep, and it's LeBron who's probably going to have to tank this one. They still want to commit onto the Drow Ranger. They hit her with the Gale. Pile Die will fall, but they are going to get both kills on the side of the 5 men. Zibby stands his ground and walks away with a double.
I love how they kind of ditched the perfect timing onto LeBron and just saw like it's going to be way more important to start focusing down onto the Drow instead.
Yep. Great deal. Now bottom again. DNZ and Mitch, can they get a counter kill? Ace very low, both cores chasing down. Ace will make it back to the tower as Misery does get the kill.
That attack range on Doom is ridiculous. When he has this critical strike, this is so good.
Yep.
He just absolutely crushed DNZ.
This will do nicely.
And Chessie comes over for one of the bounties. Mitch grabs the one down low in the river. That will be 3 for the Radiant. And now Mitch on the run.
He's sitting for 100 right now. Look at that!
Yeah. Let's salve up. Mitch will be okay.
Now Misery's like, good, thank you for leading me here for another Devour.
Well, tough lanes out of tempo so far. 6-3, already a 1K net worth lead. This top lane, more disastrous than the others. Drow Ranger, bottom of the cores, actually behind the Doom right now.
He's got no support, and he's got no lane that he can really bully in either, so...
And he's not level 6, so he can't really just run into
and
the
they have a
jungle.
ward by his tower. Oh, disastrous.
Chessie comes up, and the Drow Ranger dies again.
That must have been the ulti hitting at the end there, eh? Yeah, 515 damage from that ulti. That's a level 6 spell late. That was the last hit, I think.
God, Wrath of Nature is so ridiculous.
Oh, and he
I
gets
know,
12 bonus damage for some reason.
I know, it's balanced because it's random, but when the randomness works in your favor, my God, is that busted in 6 minutes. Now LeBron up top getting dove again, Rocket Flare. I mean, these two heroes just shut down a Slardar in this situation so hard. The Clockwork seems pretty effective alone, but then you add in the Poison Sting and the Venomous Gale. If he gets hit, Slardar has no out.
This game is just kind of over.
Oh, Zibby, big heal bomb from Noob up top. I don't think Zibby's going to die. A little bit close, but the Tango is going to mitigate the damage from that Poison Touch. And again, 6 minutes. We got those siege creeps, and that top tier 1 does go down. Bottom lane, big chase onto Mitch. He'll survive. Now the turn onto Misery, potentially. But no, not really. They just push him back.
LeBron needs a tower force down or something in their favor. As I'm saying that top lane, they're back onto Noob. They have 1 tangle left, though.
And Core Dazzle, no surprise, there's no Shallow Grave. But they can't finish him off.
Back bottom.
Mitch in trouble again. He just salved up. Misery, the one that gets stunned. Maybe a counter kill in favor of tempo, and they get it. But Ace isn't done yet, trying to get this Wind Ranger. Mitch does end up going down to Chessie. Was that Wrath of Nature again? Yeah, it sure was.
So now, one disadvantage to the way that Misery's playing. Super aggro with the critical strike and everything, just punching people because it doesn't take mana either. But he does not have any armor items. He didn't go for those like really cheap rings of protection or anything like that. So Slardar rotating down here with a Wind Ranger, just like lots of physical poking and prodding, and there's a Blightstone on DNZ. So if they can get the advantage in turn like the Bash allows you, then it's pretty brutal for them.
Yeah, without a tower, Doom's got 3 armor right now. Yeah. So you're certainly right about that.
LeBron will get some Ancients pulled, so desperate stuff for him. A lot of gold. All right, if you're behind in your game and the lane's that bad, start stacking, man. They keep buffing that mechanic.
Yes.
It is ridiculous.
That is a great default. Solo queuers out there, anytime one of your teammates says, what should I be doing right now? Just tell them to stack. Just stack it up. Can't
well,
go
ideally
wrong.
they win your lane, but you know.
Well, that's asking a lot, buddy.
Win. Lol.
Yeah, just win, idiot. So where does Dazzle go from here? Want some Arcane Boots. Curious, like it's either Helm or Necro to get you started. It's a farming tool and a fighting tool. But what do we grab next? Do we just go Auras? Do we go Utility?
I think you just start buying your Greaves and maybe Solar Crests and everything. It's
okay.
Just, I mean, all that matters is you call your friends at some point, right?
Love the Greaves on Core Dazzle. The cooldown reduction is absolutely insane. Especially once you get the level 3 bad Juju.
Man, Chessie's still a hard kill here.
And he finds a good spot in the trees. Doesn't hit by the poison.
I gotta hold the
Jackal
out. Oh no, they have the stomp. Never mind, he's dead.
Yep. The Centaur is there. Helm of the Dominator.
Yeah, I was thinking that was free after, but thank you, Helm.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Nice kill there. Still a very solid lead for the 5 men right now. Just about 3K. They've taken 2 of the tier 1 towers, top and mid, and they are starting to close off more of the map. A smoked up highlight die does bump into the Wind Ranger, stuck inside of the cogs, battery assault. All right, that tier 1 mid is still standing, actually. Highlight die on the run, and he'll be good.
Not looking like for long, though. Prophet, level 4 wards, and a Doom just lingering nearby. It's just hopeful for a deny at this point.
Exact same game plan. 5 men with the slow siege. Will get denied, no big deal. The access point going down. It really matters.
Are they going to get any runes, though? Because Misery was in deep. He got that bounty.
Not looking like it. There's 2 left. Down bottom, Drow Ranger.
Kill. Oh, he doesn't want to do it? Oh, yeah, he's going to do it. I was going to say, where's the Doom? Come on. And then they might just deny him, though.
I think so. They might go for the counter kill onto Misery. Healed up by the Dazzle. Noob does have Shallow Grave. Misery dies, and I think the Drow's actually going to be fine.
Yeah, Legion and Dazzle rotated over, so they hit double heals anyway.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a misstep.
Kind of did the doom and ditch too. He didn't like commit anything else, you know.
Right.
And see it to the end.
It is going to be 4 runes though for the 5 men. There is still one standing, but they got the 3 others, and it is deep in their territory.
Well, we'll call that a win then for Misery. Kind of sucks using your doom cooldown, but if that's what ensured the full rotations and all the runes, that's
Pretty worth.
economically viable.
Drums queued up for Ace. He's now getting dove down bottom. Shackle connects, but hook shot from Pylai die. Misery there with the Infernal Blade. They'll turn onto LeBron to get things started, or at least that's the plan. Now Noob runs in. Troll has popped the Battle Trance. There will be a shallow grave, but I think Noob's still in big trouble. They lost the Wind Ranger and also Drow Ranger getting chased down. It's 3 dead. Soon to be more. Tempo trying to save their Drow. Nice stick. We'll keep her alive. Dive forward, but no. Gust will repel. Still, not even a trade for Tempo. It's just 3 dead.
And Veno is continuing to push in the mid lane here too while rotating over to cover this jungle area. They're going to see that Ancient stack. They could start whittling that away if they want and try and bait a bad fight at a Tempo.
A lot of heroes grouped up here now. 5 men starting to back out. Prophet just heads up top for more split push.
They're going to have hookshot soon. Yeah, 5 seconds away.
Misery and
Careful
Zibby.
about what you start here, Tempo.
They're going to find LeBron, perhaps. Noob is here. Shallow grave. They've got it.
Dire's courier has been
A little close. It's only a 1 grave.
Will he flare and die, though? Now they got the heal.
It's very short cast range. Tempo playing very clumpy right now. There's just this 5-man ball moving around the jungle. Certainly in a rough spot in this game, but 5 men able to get so much more farm around the map right now. This top tier 2 went down completely uncontested. Free tower for Chessie.
They're in a bad state. Really bad. Like, what are they going to do?
Shot.
Once there's an orchid.
Mitch is Dunzo. Sorry, what was that there, bud?
I was going to say, what are they going to do once there's an orchid? It's like, if it's not Legion, I guess maybe they suppress the attack, but it feels like anyone's just going to die.
Yeah, Dazzle's still pretty far from the Greaves. That will be a tool. But looking like a pretty good window where that Orchid will be damn effective. Is now a Hand of Midas. Comes out on Zibby. Veno's had a pretty free game, and he's going to greed it up.
Yeah, lots of early tower goal, too. And I think we're both pretty big fans of Veno Midas overall. Definitely a level-based hero. Feels really good. Good talents later on.
Hand of Midas is
slightly
back.
expensive items.
Perfectly viable. Like, it always feels good when you're already kind of ahead like this. Becomes a natural just win more item.
Oh, the Plague Wards are just so good this game, too. That it's just, I don't know. I feel like the items he's buying right now are not that important to these team fights. It's like he could have a 4-staff or something, which would be kind of cool, but yeah.
He'll get one, don't worry. Pylai die down bottom now. This is a big rotation. Hook shot to try to buy himself some time. Slardar on the way, and they will get a duel. Should be a +10 there, but on the other side, they focus on the Dazzle. He's going to get Orchided. They also get the Drow Ranger in the back line. She's going to fall immediately. It's a disastrous fight for Tempo. However, they do get the Doom also. Drop the ult to secure the kill on Mitch, so a 2 for 4, as honestly, all things considered, not the worst trade, given that they haven't been able to get anything in the last couple fights, but not good.
Unfortunately, they're not going to get anything valuable in anyone, though, from all that. Like,
right.
no one's really gaining anything, are they? Like, they're all going to be in the grave now. They're going to lose that bottom tower. Chessie's back pushing top. The only thing they're getting is some pressure relief in the mid lane.
Yeah, you're right. It's pretty dire right now for Tempo. As the analyst mentioned, this is a team that had to come out of the gate swinging. Start fast, play fast, not make a lot of mistakes, get that momentum. And that's kind of happened the other way. So now, quite the pickle they are in. And dare we take a look at that win percentage? About 90-10 Dota Plus prediction.
That's generous for Tempo, I think.
Well, now that there's a double damage on Troll and he's in the Roche pit, I would say yes, rather generous.
And a lot of bongos here.
Have drums gotten too good, Trent? Are they too valuable?
Drums are kind of impossible to balance, unfortunately.
We're starting to see 2, 3, 4 drums per game now. That's not an uncommon occurrence.
The thing is, in Dota, every patch, there's always going to be one item that's just the best, you know? Last time it was Helm, and so
You
once
are
people
explaining
decide,
how the meta works, yes.
Well, once everyone decides what it is, everyone just buys it. So it's like, in the end, there's always going to be one item that's just the best, and so everyone just buys it. So yes, in this case, drums are the best, so they are imbalanced, I suppose. But
I see what you mean, though. There's always going to be something. There's never going to be this perfect world where every item is equally valued depending on the situation. It just doesn't work that way.
Unless we severely rework them, which has slowly been happening to drums, because they're losing a lot of their aspects. But still,
Drow up top, big Wrath of Nature. They need a little more to find the kill. Is Drow actually going to live through this? Ace, able to play so aggressive right now, though. Has the Aegis, tanks the Slardar. There's a fight down bottom, breaking out also.
I think Pilot Eye hookshot his TP, judging by the cooldowns here.
Okay, looks like Mitch will still make it back, though. Still an outer tower mid, and the 5 men will rotate that way.
And they still keep their Aegis for another 4 minutes, so time's looking a little tough here for Tempo. Got a mech. Gotta find maybe a pick off onto a Chessie, like a smoke or something. But he's already picked up a plate mail. Such a good game for it too, obviously with all the minus armor and everything. But like, even if they like 3-man gank him, there's a good chance rotations get there before he dies.
Troll has himself Sanj and Yasha now. A little tankier. Tier 2 does stay standing mid.
He's going back for potentially Greaves here, even though he has the treads. It's kind of cool.
Did they see the Drow down here? I don't think so. Well, they see her now. Hook shot, connects. Pili die, scouts it out. Again, 2 fights at once. They're coming to save the Drow Ranger. Not going to be successful. And Ace cuts them off along the way. LeBron getting soloed by the Troll. And meanwhile, on the other side, Doom comes down onto the Dazzle. No shallow grave saves here as Pili die comes in to try and finish off this kill. Body blocks, power cogs. This Dazzle has no hope. A deny is the best that they can get, and that won't even happen. Now DNZ in some trouble. Buyback available there, as does the Drow. They are getting run down. Tier 2 standing down bottom. Another easy fight for the 5 men.
Yeah, right up to the high ground. Not a care in the world. Again, still holding an Aegis. And then SNY looking forward to an MKB here onto Ace.
Perfect.
Yeah, why not, right? You know?
He's going to hit hard.
Well, you know, you heard Kyle say that Drow doesn't like it when the laning stage ends early.
Yeah.
This will be a prime example of that this game.
For sure.
I don't think she had a laning stage. I think hers ended in about 3 minutes.
No, this was... Position 5 Slardar went about as well as you thought it would. I don't know what we were missing in terms of that pick working out, but
they might have thought that the lanes were going to be a little bit different, like with the Doom up top, and they could have used the minus armor or something, but the matchups happened, and the way the matchups were set, it looked like both lanes were just going to be bad. And
right.
Then,
I mean, you're right that once Slardar is level 6, Corrosive Haze is really good against Doom. But you
but you can just man fight him in the lane, right? Like you just 1v1 him or whatever, and maybe they're thinking like, oh, okay, that could be good, and like Drow's going to be slowing them, and then you're thinking about that and how it's good, and then suddenly there's a Venom on a clock, and you're like, oh.
Well, Ace now up top with Chessie. They're going to hook shot in. They found the Dazzle. Fertili die in the back line. Gets LeBron. Mitch now pressing forward, looking for something, but not going to find it as Ace pops the ult, finds the net, buyback onto the Wind Ranger. Not available on the Dazzle as Ace continues to go deep. Does get dueled. Victory for Mitch. Just the Aegis, though. They're going to need to do it again. LeBron coming in for the stun. That won't happen, but a nice shackle does connect on 2. Drow trying to make it back to the well, but Pili die will catch her. Battery assault, quite effective here. Cogs push him away from their own fountain. Another nice shackle on 2. But what follow-up, Trent?
Gibbe's buying mangoes. There's some on the ground. Why? Just get organic, dude. Stop going to the supermarket.
He's out of full mana
bar.
He
lost his green.
Oh. Doom comes down onto the LC. Meanwhile, mid lane of Barracks do get finished off. Assault Kuras picked up by the Prophet. As the Doombringer goes down. Tempo looking to chase. What can we find? Doom expires. Dazzle's here, has the mech, trying to heal him up. DNZ's just dead though, and now hookshot Venomous Gale grabs LeBron. Stun before death. DG gets called. They just can't do it. Chessie gonna chase him down, and Tempo will get drop down 2-0, 28-10 in 20 minutes. Very convincing stuff.